everybody, back here again for another vlog a day. Today is Thursday and I pretty much spent the whole day out here in my garage again. I got up at 6:30 this morning, which is really uncommon for me, but I ran out here real fast, fired the wood stove up, went back inside, ate some cereal and that kind of stuff, let the garage kind of warm up a little bit for me. As you can see, I'm sitting right here in a short sleeve shirt. It got up to about 80 degrees in the garage. Right now I've basically shut the stove all down. It's just smoldering right at the moment. It's probably dropped back off to, say, 75, maybe 72 in here, depending on what part of the garage you're in. I have my solar fans that I've mentioned before in that. Does a great job blowing the air around, keeping it circulated. Then I also have a few fans above and behind the stove that I run at different times to help circulate the heat. Worked out real well for me. I feel like I really got quite a bit accomplished today. I got my shelf fully mounted over there. I've got the saws that were here in my way a lot. I got them a couple of them tore apart off the stand and that. I got it tucked up underneath the shelf. Kind of feel like I'm making some progress out here. I'm really excited about that. To feel like I'm kind of getting some open space, getting the ability to actually start doing some projects. Hopefully soon I'll be making myself a actual workbench, which will be pretty exciting to have. I'm going to do like an island style workbench so I can mount my table saw in and start doing better cuts than that I've been really struggling with for full sheets of plywood and that, which is a real pain in the butt on a small little contractor table saw that I have. It's not very convenient for that type of work. So other than that, the day's pretty much just been be in the garage a lot, not doing much outside. It's been rainy and drizzly all day today. I don't know, I think it probably got like 35, 39 degrees maybe today, but the rain made it feel a little bit colder than it really was. They're calling for a good chance of snow to start this evening, maybe tomorrow again to start snowing, but it's also calling for rain and snow mix, which is always a pain in the butt. As long as it stays above freezing, I'm good on that. My wife is planning on going to an auction this weekend. One of her friends from work that we graduated high school together with is thinking about going with her still, and just found out that my mom and my aunt are also thinking about going to Des Moines Saturday. So there's going to be a bunch of us up there. My wife asked me if I wanted to go with them. I don't plan on being at the auction all day, but I thought riding up with them, going and doing a little run around. There's a poker tournament going on up there at the casino that I thought about buying into. I think it's a $100 buy-in if I remember right for the tournament. I just had to figure out what time it starts exactly if I'm going to be able to get over there and play in the tournament, because it should be going on. I can't imagine the tournament getting done sooner than the actual auction would. Auctions usually take, they're good, I don't know, 5 to 8 hours minimum, and a really long tournament. The last one I was in that I actually went all the way to first place in the poker tournament up there, I think I played for probably, I think it was less than 5 hours total. And they said it was one of the longest bubbles they had were at the end for the final table. So they talked like that was the longest running tournament they'd had in the casino, at least on the Wednesday night tournament anyway. So I didn't realize how long we were playing. It's amazing how time kind of keeps on moving when you are playing the game. And they didn't give us our break they usually give us. I think they were kind of hoping we'd wrap it up a little bit sooner. We finally got down to the final two, and there was one gentleman I was playing against, a younger guy, probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 21, 23 era, and he had 3 or 4 roommates with him. They all kind of, sounds like they all buy into the tournament individually, but they agree to split the winnings amongst all of them, so it kind of helps lower their variance of money. And the very first hand we had, I remember when we got down to two-handed, I had a pretty good hand, not a great hand. I was definitely much bigger stacked, probably 4 or 5 times more chips than he had at the moment, and wouldn't have hurt me to double him up that bad. And he looked at his cards, looked like he had a pretty good thing. He did a fairly good-sized raise. The blinds were also very big at the time, I remember that. And I went ahead and just shoved all my chips in, and because he was complaining he wanted to go home, he kind of hinted towards chopping the pot up, and the staff kind of frowns on that. That casino, they're not, I think they would let us do it if we wanted to, but they didn't. They kind of put a nix to it because they want to give any player an option out so he doesn't have to look like a jerk. I really didn't want to split the pot because clearly I was way larger stack than he was, and I'd played with him long enough on that table. I feel like I really had a little bit of variance above him, and I went ahead and shoved in and asked him how bad does he want to go home. So gave him a real good option. I think he might have had me covered to the size of bet he put in. He was probably better than I was, but at best it would have been a race to the end on the hand. He chose he didn't want to go home quite that bad in second place with one hand when we got down to just the only two players left. So he folded, and I really felt like I got in his head pretty good there. I think that really helped me a lot. We also were both playing just really good poker. We really enjoyed playing with each other on the game. We were showing our cards and stuff. We were just having a good conversation, chatting back and forth. It's always so much better to play poker when you're playing with somebody you get along with and somebody that's not just a jerk about it. And it was actually my second tournament ever up there on the tournament buy-in. And I ended up taking first place in the tournament, clearly. We played for another, I don't know, probably 30 minutes or so when I finally knocked him out of the tournament. And it really felt good because afterwards he, did the whole shake your hand thing and that, no big deal. But afterwards he actually stuck around a little bit with the payout deal. And I was, talking to him and stuff, and he really admitted how much he enjoyed playing poker with me. And I felt really good at that moment because, like I said, it was only my second tournament ever up there. And it's a whole different world when you're playing with a bunch of strange people you've never met before and that. And it made me feel pretty good, the fact that obviously he liked playing poker with me. I didn't come off as a jerk and that kind of stuff. It's always a little nerve-wracking when I walked away with a lot more money than he did. And when you're at the poker table, there's an old saying, there are no friends when the cards are actually still live, because you always have to basically play as if you hate the person or you're willing to take all their money. It's the only way you can play poker. You can't play poker with your best friend and try and do him favors. It doesn't work that way. But after we got done with the hands, he seemed like a really cool guy. We chatted a little bit there, and I took my money, and I'd been playing way too long, and I had a 2-hour drive back home, so didn't even sit down at live table or none of that junk. I just packed up and headed out. It worked out pretty good because the first tournament I was there, I basically came in 5th place, which paid out almost. I got my buy-in back and almost enough to buy into the next tournament the next week. The second week there, I took first place, and I've actually, since that day, I've been playing on other people's money at the live games and the tournament games, which is kind of cool because I track all that money, and I'm still up overall, which is pretty uncommon in tournament play, because tournament poker play is definitely not a you don't win that many times playing tournament poker. So luckily though, with tournament, when you do win, if you hit first place in that, you get a pretty good size payout that's much bigger than your buy-in. So it kind of makes up for it. And that was such a good day that I've actually kept track of all my money, like I said. So I'm still playing on free money at that point. Although technically it is my money. If I don't go give it back, then obviously it's my money forever. But I figure it'll all go back to the casino at some point, given out to other poker players. So I got to decide. I haven't actually played poker in a live setting in a long time now. I was playing a handful of online poker with PokerStars and Full Tilt, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with poker online, but it all got shut down, what they are calling Black Friday, and basically all the online sites got blackwalled and basically blocked out for American players. So since that happened, I played one or two live tournaments, and it's been quite a while. And I'm not sure if I want to go risk $100 at a tournament that I haven't played at for actual live tournament in probably a good 10 months or so now. So it's kind of got me a little bit uneasy about playing there now. So I might just call it a day and go hang out with my mom and my aunt, which I enjoy being around both of them. But we always have good conversations, works pretty good. I actually just got off the phone with my mom. I was on the phone with her for an hour and 59 minutes, which is not uncommon for my mom and I to talk that much. Usually it's in person. We take a lot of like road trips. We'll go out of town together. If I have to go, get lumber or go do our stuff, she'll tag along with me. Or if she wants to go shoe shopping and stuff, which we'll go up to Des Moines, hit Shoe Carnival, that kind of thing. And we always have good conversations the whole time. We get along really well, my mom and I do. So I'll probably, I think what my lead at the moment is, I'll probably ride up to Des Moines with my aunt and my mother, and then I'll have them drop me off at the auction house before I head home, and I'll probably take my wife and her friend out to eat. I've got a couple Groupons left to Fuddruckers, which not sure if any of you guys are familiar with or not, but it's a really high-end burger shop. They've got everything from ostrich, and hey, they got buffalo and all kinds of random different things, and just plain old typical hamburgers too. So other than that, not much going on out here. Like I said, I kind of got the garage, getting it cleaned up some, getting it organized some. That's the thing I'm really trying to get to, where I can start putting things away where they belong and leave them there. I've been doing a lot of that whole thing where I put the stuff over here to get it out of the way, and then I got to move it back over here, back and forth. Mostly, like I've said 100 times already now, it's not my stuff. So I'm really feeling like I'm making some progress out here to get the garage where I want it and how I want it. So that's all I really know for now. Thanks for watching all this if you're still here this far, and have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Feel free to rate, comment, subscribe.